From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, November 14th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.96 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,274 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,487. Antiwar.com reports weeks after the House Rules Committee gutted the War Powers Act challenge to the legality of U.S. military involvement in the Saudi invasion of Yemen, the House finally got a limited debate on the conflict and a token vote on a non-binding resolution that did not even propose an end to U.S. involvement in the conflict. Congress never authorized the use of military force against Yemen Shiites, which means U.S. military involvement is illegal. The House Rules Committee dodged this vote by claiming that the specific legal challenge to the War Powers Act did not count. After the House leadership backed this effort to kill an actual vote, they decided to allow the non-binding resolution. This offered some measure of public debate on the conflict, which is more than has happened in the previous 2.5 years. With 35 members not voting and Hank Johnson of Georgia voting present, the 366-30 vote in favor of the resolution, however, means less than nothing, as the final text not only did not urge compliance with the War Powers Act, but in many ways appears to be an endorsement of the status quo. The bill endorses the Saudi promise to improve targeting capabilities, and while it gives some lip service to improving access to humanitarian aid to the starving nation, it also condemns Iranian activities in Yemen, backs sanctions against Iran, and backs efforts to keep Iranian weapons from reaching Yemen. The sum of this resolution was useless enough that many congressional hawks appear to have been perfectly comfortable with it, while many of the usual anti-war representatives who would have been the champions of the attempt to enforce the War Powers Act voted against it. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports an Illinois appeals court ruled this month that a sleeping judge is no reason to have a retrial. The divided appellate court based its decision on the 2014 murder trial of Nicholas Shelley, who was tried and eventually convicted of 4 murders with Judge Jeffrey O'Connor presiding. At one point during the trial, the lights were dimmed to show a video. When the defense attorney asked O'Connor a question, the judge did not respond because he had fallen asleep. After Shelley was convicted, his defense team asked for a new trial on the grounds that the judge fell asleep, but O'Connor denied the request as well as the allegation that he nodded off, saying yes, his eyes might have been closed, but he was still listening. According to the Chicago Tribune, O'Connor said, "If I was not looking at the video, that does not mean that I was not listening and hearing everything that was being said." The majority of the Illinois appellate court agreed. The opinion stated the test on that is whether the judge ever lost control of the courtroom in these proceedings, and the answer to that is absolutely not. But in a dissenting opinion, Judge Mary O'Brien said a judge cannot be actively present on the bench when he is asleep, but sleeping judges is a fairly common occurrence, according to Indiana University Law School professor Charles Gay, who says the impact depends on the case. Gay said it's never good, it's not a good idea, and it does raise ethical implications, but the severity of the infraction can range from utterly trivial to pretty serious. However, a 2016 study found that on average, sleep-deprived judges dole out sentences 5% longer than well-rested judges. Whether that would have affected Shelley's sentence is unlikely. According to the Belleville News Democrat, Shelley is serving 6 life sentences for the Illinois murders, 2 life sentences for 2 murders in Missouri to which he confessed, and another 75 years for 2 counts of armed criminal action. Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organization to show up in an emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare to the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT NoGov license. Cell 411, because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com. That's getcell411.com. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.